Hey there, Christian Mule Man Cycling Show. It's been about a week, maybe a week and a day since the Rift gravel race over in Iceland. I'm back home now. You can tell I'm still a little out of breath from breaking my ribs, but all things considered, you know, I'm hanging in there. So today, you can see I have the bike. Haven't taken it out of the bag yet. Got the stand behind me, got my cleaning stuff. Gonna give it a shot cleaning the bike, and then after I'm done cleaning the bike, get it all polished up and everything, I'm gonna go over my thoughts of my midterm review of the bike. I've done two what I'd call pretty hard rides. One was a race, one was just a really hard gravel ride, and I've been riding it for about 3 months now. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on the bike, everything else. But first thing I want to do is take the bike out of its bag. You know, you saw in the first video, packing for Iceland, how we got, well actually Alex and Nolan got the bike in the bag. They're not here today, I'm at home. So I'm going to try to unpack it myself, get the bike up into the stand, show you how dirty it is, and then show you the before and after once I'm done cleaning it. So let me set the camera up so you can see me unpack the bag, and then, you know, we'll go from there. So let me just give you a little bit better look of how the bike's actually in here. You can see the front fork mounts to this nice aluminum body that's in here, which is locked in. This is the through bolt. Through axle goes through, locks in there. I have my little plastic guy in there to protect the brakes from squeezing. Nice solid aluminum frame. You can see the can't really see if you can tell because of the lighting, sorry for the shadows. Packed the water bottles in there. Real nice feature, you can see the pump in the bottom of the bag. They actually have straps for that. Let me see if I can get a picture of this. You can see back towards the back there, there's two red straps across the pump to hold in place solid. Really nice feature. We use that pump a lot. And then if you come around to the back, you know, in the back here, you can see again, we did take the rear derailleur off. They say you don't have to. There is a nice padding on the outside of the bag here, but we took it off anyway. Just laid the chain across there again, put the stop in for the brakes. So what I need to do now is I got to unscrew, and the wheels are in the sides like that. So what I got to do now is I'm going to unscrew the through axle here, there, drop the straps, and try to get this bike, once I get it unpacked from here, get this bike up into this, hold on, catch my breath, up into this bike stand so we can go over how dirty it is and then do the before and after. So let me grab my 6mm wrench, get these through axles off. I'm not going to show you taking the bike out of the bag. You don't need to see me struggling. Alright, so let's see if we can take a look at just how dirty this is. Now you can see, like I said, before we left, we put this protective film on. It's like a clear wrap that you get for a car. I mean, you can just see these bikes were actually power washed before we packed them up. So we got a lot of dirt off, but they're still, like, you know, you can see all this dust. And look here at the drivetrain, you can just see the gunked up stuff on the chain links. On the crankset itself, it's just caked on dirt right in here. The derailleur back here, it's all gunk. Derailleur's not attached to it. I'll do that in a minute. But you can just see, like, this bike, this protective wrap worked really well. I mean, you can see here, this would have just been scratches in my frame from this front strap. That right there, that should all buff out. Shouldn't have any problem. I'll take the rest of the bag off now. You'll see, shouldn't really be any issues with it. You can see up here, like, this all would have just been chewed out, right? So this wrap worked really well. It was just Alex bought a roll of automotive clear wrap, and I'll tell you what, it did the job. So we'll take that off. Just wanted to get you an idea of how dirty, especially the drivetrain. The drivetrain will come back to life. I'm going to clean that. Gonna clean the bike. Just want to again get you an idea of how dirty it got. And again, this was power washed before we left to come home to get all the dirt off, but it's just it's dirty. Anyway, I am going to move the bike into the shade to clean it. I don't want to clean it in the sun because I don't want anything drying on it while I'm cleaning it. Oh yeah, I want to show you the wheels too. Front wheel's not too bad. Don't know if you can really see it well. Front wheel, it's dirty, but you know, it's not horrible. The back wheel on the other hand, and by the way, these wheels rock. These are Campy Shamals. You can just see the dirt just caked up on this thing. You can see the cassette just covered in crap. This will all come clean. This is what I'm planning to do. So I'm not going to show you actually washing the bike. It's going to take me a while. I'll be moving slow. I just wanted to give you sort of the before, and I'll give you the after once I'm done. And then I'll give you a review of this bike. Heads up on that, this bike is awesome. But I'll give you more about that as we get into it. Alright, so I finally got the bike cleaned up. Just give you a quick view of the bike looking clean. Zoom in here on the drivetrain. You can see like all that gunk and mud that was on there is gone. The railer pulleys look good and clean. Crankset looks clean. The frame itself looks good. Wheels got cleaned up, especially the rear. Front wheel. I did not put these two bolts back in yet. I took them out when the bike was getting wrapped. See, the wrap really did a nice job protecting the frame. Yeah, cleaned up really nice. So let's do a little review of the bike. So I've had the bike for maybe just over 2 months, going on 3 months now. I've done a few long rides. We did a 95-mile ride, 100-mile ride. Then I did the Rift that was 127. Have to tell you, the bike is awesome. It handles much better than my previous gravel bike. I'm not going to say the name of the previous gravel bike, but it was a mail order bike. I liked it. It served its purpose. I wanted to get into it and see if I liked it. I knew eventually if I liked it I'd get a new one, but the previous one broke, so it forced my hand to get a new one sooner than I wanted. But this bike, it handles amazing. It's like what you would expect from a quality manufacturer like look. It tracks true. It's extremely fast. It's extremely agile. It holds its line really well. Like there's a couple deep sand spots, you know, where over in the Rift where, I mean, they were 6 inches deep. As long as you kept your speed going, you know, and kept your weight back, the front would move, but the back would track true based on your speed. So you just had to sort of hold on and work your way through it, loosen up your front grip, but it stayed true. No issues at all on balance on this bike. I can ride, you know, no-handed on gravel stuff, you know, as long as it's not too bumpy without an issue. It really is an agile bike. Like the best way to say it is, the other bike I had was very performant but twitchy. It didn't have as you know, you can see on this one, it's got a decent wheelbase. You know, it's not huge. The chainstays are offset, which the other bike had as well, so it has a lot of good clearance for bigger tires and everything. But this one just rides, like the best way to describe it is it rides very comfortably but very performant. So it's like a high performance sedan. You know what I mean? Sort of like I compare it to an Aston Martin, you know, DB9, as opposed to a I can't even think of what the other one was like. The other one was just, it just wasn't as comfortable and responsive. So this is a very comfortable, responsive bike. I highly recommend it. Look knows how to use carbon. They were one of the first manufacturers of carbon frames back in the day when they were lugged. You know, they built the tubes and then bonded them together with lugs. But yeah, the bike just handles out of this world. I'm totally satisfied with the purchase. My other option was I was going to go with a Pinarello Gravel, which you can see my hat. I'm a Pinarello fan, but after talking with Kyle and getting this size and everything, you know, I just decided this was the bike for me to try. So again, can't emphasize enough to get a proper fitting for any bike you buy. Now, I've been going to Kyle's for, geez, 30 years. Yeah, probably 30 years, a little more. So he has all my measurements. He went through my measurements, went through the bike, spec'd it all out, stem length, seat height, crank length, all that stuff. So, I mean, the bike just fits, and you can tell this bike is meant to perform. So let's go over the bike a little bit. It does have some things on it that I really like. So starting at the front, you know, I got my SRAM force shifters. It's all mechanical. You know, nice little touch here that the brake cable and the rear cable for the rear are shrink wrapped into one piece. I have this nice little mount here for my head unit and GoPro underneath. I'm running these new Easton EC90AX. These are their gravel bars. You can see they have a little flare on them. You know, if this is the straight down line, you can see they're a little flared. These bars are great. They add to the comfort. You see I have them paired with a EC90 SL carbon stem. Just happened to be the perfect length stem that I needed. So, you know, that was all spec'd out great. So, again, staying with the front, I have a Shamal, Campy Shamal carbon wheel with my SRAM disc brake caliper there, and I have Continental Terra Speed tires on them. This is the first time I tried the Terra Speed. I had the Terra, what's it called, Terra Firm. I definitely like these tires. These tires are quick. They were brand new before the race. They're still in good shape, but they got pretty worn. But really good wheel tire combination. And I'll tell you, this bike hit a lot of hard stuff. Wheels are still true. Frame is, you know, like nothing happened. Highly recommend this tire and wheel combination. You know, I guess I'm about between, on any given day, between like 72 and 75 kilos. This just held up, and I'm not a soft rider. So moving back, you know, you have a nice good head tube here. Moving towards the back, so you have, you know, your tapered top tube. You can see how it tapers down, starts up wide, tapers down. Your seat post binder bolt there. The down tube again, you know, nice down tube. And I don't know if you can see in the color, but as you move in different angles, you know, the frame shows off different colors. Everything from purple to green to gold. It all depends how you look at it. Just some standard water bottle cages, nothing special there. It does have the rear derailleur hanger on it, but as you can see, I'm running a 1x. So this is my SRAM Force carbon crankset. I have a geez, I forget the name now. Power to max, Neo Power to Max power meter on the Spider right here. I love that thing. Shimano XTR Spud pedals. Again, love them. Easy to get into and out of, and durable. I mean, these things, I crash and everything. I have these crank covers on the end. These I highly recommend. They're not expensive, but if you're going to be doing any kind of rocky stuff or stuff, this just protects the end of your cranks from getting damaged and cracked. Very essential for where I ride. Again, on this side, got the non-dry side Force crank set. Oh, these are 170 length cranks. They're nice beefy bottom bracket here, and this is a threadless bottom you know, press fit bottom bracket. If there's one downside, I'm not a huge press fit fan, although Alex gave me a different kind of press fit bottom bracket. No squeaks, no noise whatsoever. So far it's in there solid, spins great. Hopefully it stays that way. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the press fit. All my other bikes have threaded bottom brackets. They all happen to all be Italian threaded bottom brackets because I'm a fan of the Italian bikes, but this is not bad. It hasn't presented an issue. So as long as we're on a non-drive side, again, my force rear caliper and disc, you can see that the seat stays are all set. I mean the chain stays. Little wave to them, they're not straight. Again, the Shimano rear wheel and Continental Terra speed tire. My saddle, Celitalia gravel saddle. I don't know if you can see it in light. This is the most comfortable gravel saddle I've had. This saddle is ideal. It's hooked up to a Easton EC70 carbon post. You can see I'm a really big fan of Easton stuff. I wish they still made their EC90 SL wheels. I'd buy them in a heartbeat, but they seem to have gotten out of that business. Again, you can see on the seat stays, the decals will change color depending upon how the light hits. Really cool feature. And then let's move to the back. So when we get to the back, you got my SRAM Force 11-speed rear derailleur. Now this cassette, this is I think the XC1190 cassette. This cassette is worth every penny. It's not cheap, but it saves probably, I think the one that came with the bike was I want to say 1130, I'm not sure. This cassette is at least, and I'm not even kidding, at least a pound lighter than the cassette that came stock with this group set. It's amazing the difference in weight, and you notice it like the bike, I think it helps the bike feel nimble. Again, looking at the wheels, you know, they got a few nicks and whatever from hitting rocks, but true as the day I got them. And these wheels, you know, I was told, and I believe it, the more you ride them, the better they break in. So they're even faster now than when I got them. They roll great. They roll true. And then my saddle bag, this is a really nice saddle bag. Just tucks up under the seat. I got my multi-tool. In here I have a top for my CO2 cartridge, tire lever, a lightweight vinyl tube, and I don't have it right here, but there's a plug kit that I'll carry in here, but I just don't have it in there right now. But all in all, you know, I love this bike. You have any questions about it or want any information about it, just let me know, because I highly recommend this bike. I don't see any reason that I'd ever need to upgrade. This bike is fast, it's true, it takes the heavy hitters really well. So, you know, definitely a thumbs up. So with that said, glad the bike's clean. It was a mess. Glad it's all polished up well. Hope you enjoyed this video, and this is the last of the videos on the trip to Iceland. Definitely an experience. I'd love to do it again someday, but we'll see. There's other things I want to do first, but just what a race and experience altogether. It was really great. So this is Chris from the Old Man Cycling Show saying